Hi guys, my name's Maddie. I am 18 and I just make TikTok videos.
I'm
sometimes.
flourishing. Let's talk about the start of your journey, because the way you blew up was literally incredible, and the growth. Talk about how it all started.
It started, so obviously I was working as a waitress in a chain called Prezzo. People probably heard like what it is, which was obviously where I met Nick. And I was still working there, and I got put on furlough because of obviously the pandemic, and I was living at Nick's house at the time. And
I forgot, do you know what I actually forgot to say? Obviously me and Maddie know each other and we lived together for quite a while, so carry on, girl.
Yeah, so I was living at Nick's house at the time, and obviously he was not working at this point as well, and just trying to do TikTok full time. It wasn't like a job yet, but he was trying to do it full time. So obviously I used to get in his videos, like to massively like help him out, and like support
Which
him
massively helped him out.
Yeah. And obviously I was doing that with him, and it just got to the point where he was like, Maddie, like, why don't I just make you a channel? And I was just like, I don't really like TikTok. I was like, I don't like TikTok. It's not really me. I don't really like my like face being out there too much. Like at the time, I think I had like 600 followers on Instagram, 30 friends on Facebook, and I didn't even have TikTok downloaded.
It just wasn't a bit of you.
No, it just wasn't a bit of me. Like I don't really like being like so far
centre of attention, and
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And Nick just said, I'll make you an account because I can tag you in these videos. I just think it'll be good,
beneficial. Yeah,
so I was like, sure, make me an account. And we initially just started posting videos that I'd got in for him. He just repost on mine, because sometimes like new accounts can like do better. Unfortunately, obviously the Bushman prank was the one that he posted on his account. It got like 30,000 views, and then it got posted on my account and it went on to get 18 million views,
which is literally insane. And how many followers did you gain overnight because of that?
100k.
And you started with how many? Like what was you before that?
Zero.
Literally from 0 to 100k.
Yeah, or maybe I had like 200 maybe from
just
like a shout out or whatever.
Yeah,
but nothing.
Yeah, and that is just from a viral video. Like that is, and that just shows you how unpredictable TikTok is. I mean, I did briefly speak about it with Nick. Like he has such a big following, he posted that video, so it makes sense more for that video to pop off on his account.
Of course, yeah. And it wasn't me in it. Like obviously it was my voice and I filmed it, but it wasn't really anyone. It was Bushman. Do you know what I mean? So you thought that people wouldn't have followed an account that was just about a bush, because
they can tell it's not you.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was very, very fortunate that I posted that, and about 3 days after I continued making content. Obviously the video was still popping off because it didn't have 18 million overnight. It had about 3 million overnight, and then obviously it went on to get 18 mil.
Crazy.
But I was so fortunate that 3 days after that we did a trend of I walked into my boyfriend naked.
I remember.
It got 17 million views, and then at this point Nick was a bit like, right, I've been grafting at this for like 6 months, you've been on this app a week, what is going on with this? Maddie Davies got X account, why have you got like nearly 200,000 followers in a week?
And this is the annoying thing. The unpredictability of like videos is so annoying, because I don't know about you, but like I'll spend loads of time doing my DJ content, doesn't really get that many views, and then I can post a 6-second video, I'll mention yours and Nick's name, and it'll get 50,000 views overnight. Like it just does not make sense, the algorithm sometimes.
And I remember the video, it was about 8 seconds long, and he pretended to be on the phone to your mum. And he was like, oh mum, gotta go, like, and then he was like, oh, she's not back till 6, like, let's go. Do you know what I mean? And that was just like
the easiest sort of idea as well that just pops off. But I think at that point that video wasn't big yet, was it? And it was such a simple idea.
It was caught so early on. Like obviously it then became a massive trend, but we were just fortunate to catch it so early on that not a lot of people had like jumped on it yet.
Yeah. Because I feel like now if you did a video like that, it probably wouldn't get that many views.
No. But yeah, then obviously after that, it was like just staying consistent after that, like posting about 4 to 5 pieces of content a day, which was for Nick normal because he'd been grafting at it for 6 months and he had about 400 or 500k or something like that.
Yeah.
But for me, obviously then I had 200k and I was like, oh right, great, I've got this following. But I was just waitressing before, like I wasn't making 4 to 5 pieces of content a day, and I was really stuck with that. I didn't know how to edit. Like I didn't know how to edit.
That's the hardest bit.
I had my account now and I was just a bit like, Nick, I don't know what to do. Like, you're gonna have to show me what to do, because I don't know how to edit. I don't know how to use sounds. I don't know what accounts I should be following. Like, I had no knowledge of anything on TikTok, and then all of a sudden it was just like, you've got 200k now. Like,
you've like been pushed into the deep end and you've just got to make something out of it. But you've literally killed it. You have killed it. I mean, a lot of accounts kind of have a niche, and obviously you do a lot of couple content. Would you say that is your niche?
Yeah, well, obviously it wasn't for like the 3 months we weren't together.
Yeah.
Which was like quite hard, but probably like couple content.
And
it bangs, man. Like,
I was gonna say, does it do the best?
I feel like it does. I feel like couples on TikTok rule. Like, I feel
like I strategically need to get a boyfriend.
You need to get a boyfriend and just put him in the content.
Just for the content, not because I want one. So let's talk about trends, because Nick said you're very good with spotting trends early. How do you
He always says this, but I'm like, oh Nick, I've seen this, like this is trends. He's like, oh, you're so good. Like, obviously when we like rekindled, he's like, oh, I've missed you for trends, man. And I was just like,
he's just using you. So how do you spot them so early?
I just must have a good For You page. I don't really know. Like, you obviously follow people that get on the trends early. So there's like a few people, like there's this girl called Anna Banana, I don't really know how to say it. Anna Banana, and just like couples, they have their own trends come about. So it's not always like a trend of like a dance trend or this trend. Sometimes it's like a couple trend, like specific to that. But you follow like the right accounts. Like, do you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people on TikTok, they'll follow people because they think they're fit. Like, I'm not trying to follow some lads because I think they're fit. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't really impress me.
You're there for the money.
But I don't really care. Like, I'm there, you know, like,
to do your job, basically. Essentially, it is a job at the end of the day. Does it feel weird calling it a job?
It does. I still, like, sometimes when people ask me what I do, I'm like, oh, I work at Sainsbury's. Do you know what I mean? Like, not there's anything wrong with working in Sainsbury's, but sometimes like the conversation finishes there. Like, no one's trying to ask me like what shelves I'm stacking on aisle way.
What's an aisle for today?
Like, no one wants to carry on the conversation from there. Normally they're like, oh, that's nice.
It's a good conversation stopper, that is. Whereas probably if you say TikTok, they'll be like, wow, tell me more.
Yeah, like, tell me more. How much do you earn? Can I have your bank statement?
Yeah. Everyone always wants to know the figures, don't they?
Always want to know the figures. We don't tell. My mum once told me never discuss finances. Nobody knows them finances. Not even Nick knows my finances.
No one needs to know. When did you start seeing an income through TikTok and you thought, okay, I can make this my job?
Obviously, I started earning probably at like 200,000 ish. Like,
I get close.
I get the odd thing. But I would say, but you can monetize it from, people monetize it from like 50,000 plus. Do you know what I mean? It's just knowing like the right ways to go about it, which obviously we didn't know. Obviously I had Nick massively help me out, because obviously when I was on like 200,000-300,000, he was always on like 700,000-800,000. So if he would get something, he'd say, oh, my girlfriend also does this. Like, do you know what I mean? And I can't like fault him for that, because he would always help me out with that. But I would say when it started becoming like, oh, this is income, would actually probably be like 1 million. Like, I'm not gonna lie, obviously that was like July. Obviously there are people that massively can monetize it before, but it was just at 1 million, like it actually started becoming money to live on, I would say.
Are you still on furlough or not?
No,
that ended. As well, like obviously Instagram, you have a big following on Instagram now. You have over 100k followers. Are you making an income through Instagram?
Yeah, sometimes for certain things. Like, obviously it's less than TikTok. Well, actually it's not always, it just depends. Like, it really does depend, but you can get paid by stories. and posts as well, like story, like for story, like a 7-frame story you can get paid for and stuff.
I need to send me all the information, please.
Yeah,
I don't know that was a thing.
Stories are like highly interacted with, like some of my stories are like 25,000, 26,000, so it's quite valuable for them sometimes.
For the brands, 100%. So is it more brands reaching out on Instagram, because obviously you don't get paid per views?
No, probably. Sometimes they want to do, I've found that a lot of the times now they'll say, can we do a TikTok post, Instagram post, this is your set price, do you know what I mean? So it's hard to say like what I exactly earned from Instagram,
because it's such a variety, isn't it? It's a bit staggered depending on what you post. And how do you set your fees for people that don't know, if they're new into this? How do you determine how much to offer for a post?
Well, Nick says that I don't really know my worth, because I
don't say your rate, but I'm just asking, how did you set your rate?
Yeah. I don't know, I just
made it up, basically.
Make it up, like,
because influencers don't talk about this, like it is such like an unspoken topic.
No, I
understand it because it's financial money, like people don't want to talk about their income.
I feel like I've had, so say for example you have like Benefit contact you, you're probably going to think in your head, right, this is Benefit contacting me, I can charge this. Whereas if it's like a startup brand, let's say Elise Beauty, I'm going to think it's a local small business, they want to pay for promo, but I'm going to probably lowball it. But that's just me as a person, probably. That's normally sometimes probably just think, oh, this is my rate, stick by it, like it, love it. But if it's ever promo rates for like small businesses, then I always go a bit lower. They might not get the return back, and then you don't want to come in at a price that you would charge like lounge apparel and Benefit, because they're not going to have them funds to spend out on promotion.
Is there any mistakes you've made that moving forward you now know, okay, I did that wrong, I can't do that again, that messed up this side of the business, type of thing? Doesn't have to be specific, but in terms of maybe like talking with brands, did you make mistakes?
I don't know, it's always a little bit of a, when you go in with a brand and you say like, oh, this is my price, and straight away they're like, yep, you're a bit like, you're a bit like, I'm going to charge more, because I'm thinking in my head, oh my gosh, they're actually going to give me that, like that's crazy.
I've always been told, go higher. Just go higher. Because they will just say, sorry, I can't. Like, but then the worst thing could be is if you go high, then you don't get a response.
Yeah, that's like the worst thing. But I've actually never had that, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
So I have had that.
Do you have management, or are you just solo still?
I'm running solo. No, I don't. I've actually been approached by management so much, especially when I wasn't with Nick, actually. I don't know if they think Nick's my manager or something.
Or they think it's toxic. No, I'm joking.
Yeah, maybe. But no, I actually got approached by management about 3 or 4 times when I wasn't with Nick. But Nick used to always tell me, be your own boss. Like,
that's all I know Nick for. And now he has management.
Yeah. And then I literally called him. And I was just, when he called me about the house, I literally was like, hello, like, you have management, like, what? Do you know what I mean? And he was just like, he was like, yeah, like, he was like, oh, like, ugh. But I was just like, you literally have always told me, be your own boss now, don't let anyone take cuts. It's not even about people taking cuts.
He preached it.
It's about being your own boss. Like, all my emails come to me. Like, if I want to, I work as much as I want to work. Do you know what I mean? I don't need anyone else working for me, like behind the scenes and stuff. Like, it's quite rewarding having someone like Benefit come and message you, or I've got like a big collab coming up with like Shein and stuff. And like, that's rewarding for me when these brands are in my inbox and I'm just like, oh, okay, do you know what I mean? Like, it's rewarding rather than like it going for a management.
Do you not think management could also be rewarding in terms of they could get you better deals and things like that? I know 100%, they take,
especially if they have like contacts, and they can potentially charge more because brands won't mug you off because they're like, do you know what I mean? Like, potentially 100%, they probably could get you more. But for now, at the size that I'm at, I don't feel
you're happy with what you're doing. Yeah, like, I think there's benefits to both of them, really, isn't there? And I would have thought your inbox is pretty full at the moment.
It's all right.
It's looking good.
Just got to stay busy as well. Like, there's not a lot else to do.
100%. And how do you feel about the TikTok Creator Fund? Because obviously, as we know, it's paid on views, and views can fluctuate, which means your income can fluctuate each month. What is that like?
Obviously, a lot of people think that it like tanks your views, but I don't know if you spoke about this with Nick, but like I just don't think it does at all. Like
It what, sorry?
A lot of people think that it tanks your views. Like when they join, their views get thing because they're saying, oh, why would TikTok push your content on the algorithm if you're going to get paid for it? But when I joined the creator fund, I had like that day, one of my videos got like 15 million views. So I don't think that is true. And like I've been on it as soon as I could get on it, which was only recently, because obviously you have to get on it when you're 18.
There is so many conspiracies about it, isn't there? There is a lot of people say as well, like the views, that it's not real. Like they're not views. That is just a number that TikTok push out. But then it's like, if it's not actually real views, then I don't think the TikTok Creator Fund would be a thing, because they're paying out to creators for what reason?
I know so many people that are not on it because they think that it's not accurate or whatever, or that it, you know, puts their views down and stuff. But personally, I found like it's been a great like source of income. Like obviously I've only been receiving it since November, because obviously I turned literally 18 at the end of October, the last day of October. So obviously November, December, January, February, and then obviously it's a month behind. So obviously I've only been on it for 3 months.
Oh wow, so not that long. But it's already been beneficial towards you. Yeah,
so I've had 3 payouts from Creator Fund, and it's really good as well because it's very easily done. Like it comes through, you withdraw it that day.
Yeah,
you know.
The only thing is it's in US dollars. Or no, or is that that's the live? Isn't
it's in US dollars, but it
converts.
Puts it in pounds.
And then when you get live, when people give you gifts on live and stuff, that is paid in US dollars, which is quite annoying. But
which I've only also got for 3 months, because obviously
I was going to ask you, how do you do on the lives? Do you earn much money through your lives?
Yeah, like I actually didn't used to go live that much. Obviously I've only been on live gifts for 3 months, like I said, because obviously I'm turning 18. So I've only been able to receive them for 3 months, and I truthfully think when I wasn't with Nick, I probably went live about 8 times.
Like I wasn't live
that much. You know what I mean? But so I didn't really see the benefit of it that much. But then recently, now we've been going live every day or every other day, and I'm starting to think, oh, like this is all right. Do you know what I mean? Especially with all the hype at the moment going on with like me and Nick.
Around you and Nick,
stuff like that.
I think you've just got to take it whilst it's there, literally.
I do find it like it's really nice, like when people send gifts and stuff like that, but I always just think to myself, like, especially when they're sending all these legendaries, like 5 legendaries, I'm like,
I wouldn't know, because I mean I've had 1 legendary, but yeah, I see in your live you're always getting legendary. How much are they, by the way?
I don't know, but I think I don't know how much they are to buy, but I think they give you like £5, but I don't quote me, because I don't actually.
It's literally crazy that people are just sending them willy-nilly as well.
They'll genuinely do it, like we do it for a follow and things like that, but I never ever like beg for gifts in my like lives. Do you know what I mean? If the people want a gift, then of course I'm very appreciative of the gifts, but like I would never ask for gifts.
I think when like I'm doing Guess the Tune on my live and someone sends a gift, I'll just say like, oh, thank you so much for the gift, I followed you back, and then that entices other people to send gifts that have spoken about it, because they
follow. And
100%. It is nice that there are different ways on TikTok of making money. It's not just through views, which is good for the creators.
Don't really understand.
No, definitely. So let's kind of move on to obviously your life has completely changed. Like it is completely different now. When you go out, I know obviously you get noticed, but what is it like getting noticed on the street?
I feel like before, like I was such like a low-key person. Like
I know.
When I was at school, I didn't go to any house parties. I was like an ambassador. I had like a little lanyard around school. Like I would not be on fields drinking and like doing all these things that people were doing. Like
she was in the library.
No one knew me from other schools. Like I feel like people have this perception of me that are like, oh yeah, you're this like. No, like I literally no one knew my name. You say Maddie Davies and they'll be like, huh? Like who? Not for bad reasons.
You were just very low key and to yourself.
I was so low key. Like I had people that knew me in my school, but they knew me for being like I said, an ambassador, or like talking in front of the assembly, or like things like that. And like I've actually seen a few people from school a while back, like even when I had like 500,000, and they're just like, I find it weird for people, for strangers to recognize me, but for even people from like other schools now to like be in the DMs like, hey, like I love you so much, girl, we should be friends. And I'm just like,
for
really?
what reason? You never wanted to be friends before.
You never wanted to be friends before, like, and it's especially if they're like commenting on your Instagram posts or something.
Yeah,
it's a bit like,
which it's nice that girls are supporting girls, but it's like, why not before? Why now I have a million followers?
Some people have bad intentions. Like I've met friends through like that I've known. For example, one of my friends, she's like my closest friend now, one of my closest friends, and I knew of her. We went to different schools, but I knew of her, but like we were never like friends. But obviously when we got like talking and being closer as friends, it wasn't because of like my TikTok or anything, but she just obviously seen me more and more because
and she saw you're doing well
in a small town as well. But you have to just like pick out the people that actually want you,
are genuine, which is hard. Do you think that is hard, finding genuine friends? Because
100%.
I know when you
have a lot of friends, like
I was going to say, when you was with Nick, you was in Spain, so you wasn't around a lot of friends. Then obviously you went through the breakup. How difficult was that, trying to pick out the genuine people to trust?
I feel like a lot of people, when they messaged me or called me, they just wanted to know what went on. Like they didn't care what had happened, or
they didn't care how you was.
Actively. They just wanted to know what went on because they'd watched my life, and we'd gone to Bali, we'd gone to Mexico, we got engaged. I was now doing this TikTok full time. Like, I suppose what I got to look at it as, if I was in their like position and somebody from my school was doing what I was doing, like looking from the outside, I'd probably think like, I'm not a malicious or a nasty girl, but I'd probably be like, oh my gosh, like they've just broken up.
It was like the fairy tale. You was engaged, everything was fine to the consumer, to the viewers, but obviously you guys knew yourself what went on, so I think it was a shock to everyone.
Obviously it was a shock to everyone. It wasn't really a shock to us. Like obviously there's relationships on camera, and then there's relationships behind the camera. Like obviously I'm not saying that we were completely fake on camera. Obviously we did have our like nice moments and stuff, but then there was other things that were going on that
to a certain degree. TikTok is a form of acting. You're creating videos, you're creating content. It's not your everyday life. You do different things for the camera.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, it is, sometimes there'll be videos that are real. Like we did a couples challenge thingy, and it was like favorite snack, favorite drink. You've probably seen it, where you switch the, obviously that was real. We actually went to Tesco, we had our list, and we actually bought things, and there was like a few things that we like knew, or we're like, oh my god, obviously there are things that are real, but then there's also things that are fake, and every single creator does it on there. Do you know what I mean? So
and as well, I feel like using the term clickbait is probably like shamed upon, but clickbait is clickbait for a reason, and people use it to their advantage, and it works. And especially with the breakup, I feel like correct me if I'm wrong, but any video you or Nick spoke about talking about the breakup, it popped off.
We spoke about this because he started doing it. So he started saying my name in these like reply to comments, and I started to see that it was getting like 300,000-400,000, and
a lot of views.
Thinking, you've asked me not to speak about it on social media. Here's my like, here we go. And to be fair, it wasn't just, obviously I'm not naive. I would be naive to think that it wasn't going to get views. Obviously I was aware that it would get views
because of the speculation around the topic.
Of course, but it was also because I was receiving a lot of hate and stuff at this time, and being called these names. So I just thought, no, do you know what? It kind of was like, I am going to reply to this. How comes you've asked me not to reply to it, but now you're doing it? It wasn't a revenge thing, but it was kind of like a
bit of both. One rule for one and one rule for another. Did you feel like you had to explain yourself a lot? Because obviously there was so many comments like, you did this, you did that, and I know you explained yourself so many times. Did you feel like you had to?
Yeah, I made so many videos like, oh guys, like she's just broke up with him because I can't even remember like what, it seems so long ago now. But it really wasn't, but it does feel like a long time
lifetime ago.
But I just kind of, I don't know. I had a lot of like people in my comments defending me and stuff like that, and in the end I didn't read my comments. Like I
That's
used to
the thing,
reply
because people defend you for you. You haven't asked anyone to defend you, and then you've got the haters and your fans arguing with each other on your behalf, and it is a whole shambles.
I would even get my friends, like they would go on there. I hadn't asked them to, but they would go on there and
they feel the need to.
On here. And I was just like, oh, listen, like it's gonna fuel their fire. Like if they think I've done this, I think I've done that. Like at the end of the day, I would say personally I got it worse than Nick, which is a bit but it was what it is. Like, it is what it is. Like I just kind of accepted it. It was hard to just see comments, but in the end I thought about filtering his name in the comments so people just couldn't comment the word Nick.
Yeah.
I obviously didn't actually end up doing that, but
it is very triggering. I actually saw a video not that long ago, and it was like on my For You page, and it was like that one cringy couple that are constantly posting TikTok videos, like they need to just stop. We all know who they are. And it blew up, and I saw the comments, and you've got like people saying about is it Abby May? No, it's not Abby. Libby May and her girlfriend.
Oh, Libby and Katie.
Yeah, so people are talking about them, and then there's like loads like, oh my god, yeah, Nick and Maddie, and I'm thinking, you definitely follow Nick and Maddie, you see their content, but here you are in the comments slating them, and I couldn't hold myself back and not say something, and you feel like you have to defend the people, but really you don't need to explain anything. And I said as well, I actually put a comment like, they're probably making more money than all of you in these comments, just let them do their thing. And it's just like, actually sometimes you need to just hold yourself back and not say anything.
It's one of them things as well. Like I got a lot of comments. It happened, it was really early on, and I didn't even really understand it at the time, but I got a lot of comments regarding like my weight and being underweight. I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah, I did.
I was just a bit like, I was taken aback because I don't think you see it in yourself. Like when you lose weight, I don't think you see it in yourself. And I'd wear like these big jumpers and stuff. In the end, I literally wear these massive jumpers. Like Nick said to me when I came here, he said to me, are these all your jumpers, or are these from boys? And I was like, I bought these jumpers because in the end, like it's sad to say this, but like I literally would just wear the baggiest things ever
to cover you up.
And to cover myself up. And most people will do this because they're embarrassed if they're overweight. Mine was because I literally felt so like, oh my gosh, like
everyone made you feel too skinny.
Like, everyone would be like, you look like a skeleton, you when you dance be like a bones emoji. Like I can hear the bones when you... And I think I have like quite, to be fair, I've looked back at pictures now and I just said to Nick, I was like, I don't know how you like me, because that face be looking, I think I've quite a round face anyway, but my face be looking chub. I was happy because like my face,
you lost
like,
weight on your face. I just feel like when you get in a bikini, you're probably gonna love it, so just embrace it.
Honestly, now like it was quite funny because like when I first came here, like Nick said to me, he was like, you've lost so much weight, and I was just like, really? Like I don't mind it now because I feel like I'm at a healthier balance with it. But I did get to the point where I was really unhealthy with it, but like a lot of people helped me to, like, it sounds dumb, but like it got to that. I had such a bad relationship with food that I would actually have to have a meal like brought to me and almost forced down me because I just would not. And I remember
feel
specifically
sorry, I was just gonna say, with heartbreak, I feel like a lot of girls go through that. And they don't notice it as well. You start eating less because you're not in the mood to eat, and then you lose a drastic amount of weight, and then you don't have as much of an appetite because you're used to eating less. It's quite normal for girls.
And I literally got to a point where I'd have like one meal a day, and that would make me so full, like so full. And like I do eat less now, but I still eat more than what I was eating. But I would just be so full. But it got to the point where I had to take so many like different supplements and stuff. Or like I was like borderline anemic and stuff like that. So
bless you.
It was just like all different things, but it got to the point where I was just like, my mum said to me, she was just like, you are too skinny now. Like, and I remember I was with my mum, and I got really upset because she'd made me like a bit of fruit and like a yogurt and stuff like that, and like she was just trying to get some nutrients into me because I didn't want like any meal, and she just said like, you Maddie, you have to help you, and this was only probably about a month ago. She was just like, Maddie, like you have to help yourself now. She was like, you're literally going to make yourself ill, like you're so weak, you're so skinny, like it's just like it's
just unhealthy. But are you feeling better now? Are you doing better? Have you got a better relationship with food?
I'm feeling better now. To be fair, like we've been eating a lot more, but like it's actually still been healthy because like I still want to now. Obviously, you know, you girls trying to tone that weight loss.
Summer is coming.
Like I wasn't fat, but like, you know, like
you was never ever fat.
You know that
I've seen your bikini pics last year and the year before. You were never fat.
No, I know, but like all I think I've lost it on is my boobs and my bum. Like, I feel like I've just lost, mate. My boobs are massive. Yeah. Now I'm feeling like I've got nothing.
Welcome to the.
I said to Nick, I was like, are my boobs all up?
Have they gone? Have they disappeared?
I don't really know, and I was just like, right, okay.
I suppose it's just because you can only compare it to what you used to look like, so you feel
and I just look at pictures like, oh my gosh, when I was in Bali, I was just like, mate, your girl was like,
I remember those pics. You were not fat.
Yeah, but I was a little bit, you know. I said to Nick, I was like, I was literally chubby. He was like, no, you weren't chubby. You was one chubby. I was just like,
just one level.
I was like, you proposed to that. Like, you actually got on one knee for that. I honestly hate myself. I'm so grateful that is like not a thing anymore, and no one's remembering that day because honestly,
no, you are looking fantastic. Do you find yourself comparing yourself to others? Because obviously being on social media, it is your job to always be online. Do you compare yourself to others?
All the time, and I just feel like everyone's blonde out here, man, and I'm just like trying to be like you. No, the thing is, like, I actually did done it. Actually looks really dark now.
No, it looks really nice. You've got highlights. Is it balayage or have you got highlights in it?
It is balayage, but you can't really.
No, you can see.
It has gone a lot darker. It has gotten a lot darker. Obviously, I've been using Olaplex. I will get it done again lighter. I'm not trying to be platinum, but like obviously I've been using Olaplex that the bleach doesn't actually damage it because obviously this is all my hair.
I bought Olaplex the other day. Does Olaplex work?
Yeah, I think it does. Well, my hairdresser told me to. I've got 3, 4, and 5, and then I've got a tone. I've got a purple shampoo as well.
No idea what I got.
So I use 3, 4, and 5, but I use 3 as a hair mask, like 2 or 3 times a week. 4 and 5 for them in between washes. But I don't try to wash it too much, but like I just alternate it. And then when I've done with the Olaplex, I go in with a toner so I don't go brassy, because obviously I got like ashier tones put in.
Yeah.
But you can't really tell that much, to be honest. And
no, it's looking very healthy. Okay, right, let's kind of conclude this on obviously TikTok, as we know, it like different forms of success will come from it. You're doing different things. You've got your YouTube channel as well with Nicholas, that sounds very weird, with Nick. Have you thought long term in terms of TikTok being a sustainable long-term career?
I think because TikTok is like, I hope so, but because TikTok is a fairly recent kind of,
it's a new app
and money earner, because people have only started recently
making an income. Yeah,
who knows? I think the best thing that you can do at the moment is take the following that you have and bring it onto these other platforms, i.e. Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah,
because it's like platforms that aren't going away anytime soon. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think there's definitely a few, like at least a few more like good years in TikTok.
Hopefully. Yeah.
And I think that can still definitely grow, but who knows, like different opportunities come your way. Like obviously this is my second creators house I'm going to be like, I've been in, obviously like made by Nick, but I mean like second creators house, like different things, like who knows, like we could be going international, like, do you know? We love a holiday, we don't stick around in England for too long, much to my mum.
You do have a track record of just being everywhere and everywhere, which I love, because I actually aspire to be like that, to just be free and just travel when I want. It was
very weird for me, obviously, like when Nick called me up and stuff like that, and I was so readily available to come here, and like obviously this was on a business like standpoint, and it was like a friendship, and we was just going to see, like, you know, just
how
be
things
friends,
go. Yeah,
see how but Obviously it was really weird for me that I could literally essentially pick up my stuff and just go somewhere, which I'm really fortunate to do, because a lot of people obviously can't do that, and I could have never
a lot
done
of responsibilities before. And are tied down at home.
Exactly. Like obviously I don't drive. Do you know what I'm fuming though? Because I literally had I had like a course booked, but
tell
driving,
me,
but I can't.
Did you get your money back? Maddie.
I know, but I would have been whipping to like.
Oh, bless you. I'll teach you how to drive if you ever come back to Stevenage. But I think that'll conclude today. I think we've covered loads. First of all, how is everything going on with House on the Move?
Lovely.
Very good.
And working as a couple again.
Yeah, I think we're always like better when we're together anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, making couple content.
I feel like you can see that in your content, like because you was doing individual stuff for a while, and then you came together, and the content
obviously
is just.
It's hard to do individual stuff as well, especially when like a lot of our growth and followers was like gained together.
Yeah,
it's hard to do it by yourself. Like you need somebody to like motivate you, and like Nick does that for me, and I hope that I do that for you.
You do. You bring the dynamic. It's nice and more efficient.
It does look efficient, and it looks like you're producing loads of content and you're working together well. Obviously with lots of content and the breakup came lots of like negative comments and hate, especially for, well, to be honest, both of you got a lot, but for different reasons. Maddie especially, how was that dealing with that hate? Because I'm sure that was kind of your first intense.
It wasn't nice. Yeah, go on.
No, carry on. Go.
It wasn't nice. I feel like girls, like I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, boys don't have it hard, but I feel like for girls especially, they like get so much like blame put on them. Like criticism. The girl that I don't know if I can say like spag or hoe. Whatever.
Yeah.
The person that, oh, she must have cheated, or it must have been her. Like it's not pranky smiley Nick. Do you know what I mean? It's Maddie that always asks for a baby. Like sometimes it's just like the content doesn't like show all the time the real person. Do you know what I mean? Just because I might be naggy to, oh Nick, get rid of this, get rid of that, it doesn't mean that that's like who you are.
So how did you deal with like all that hate at once? Because it was a lot at once. It wasn't in small amounts.
It's hard as well, because even if it's not hate, it could be you just start a live stream and you're really happy to start your live stream and you're ready. And so many times I'd end the live stream after like 5-10 minutes for like, where's Nick? Have you got Nick? Like, and it makes me cry. Like, it made me cry to talk about it. So then when I finally thought, oh, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna do
now.
This.
Yeah, I remember when me and Nick were doing a live and I was doing his makeup. I don't know why he let me do that. And I think you were upset on live as well somewhere else, and everyone in the comments was just coming for Nick. You've made Maddie cry, what have you done? And I'm literally sitting there doing his makeup, minding our own business, and people just love to point the blame to someone. There has to be someone to take the blame, doesn't there?
In life was
and the trolls. What about now? Is the hate comments, are they kind of, well, now you're together? Actually, what was the first reaction when you revealed that you were together in a house making content? Because that was big.
That was mad. Obviously the first couple of days was mad. Obviously there was a couple of silly things that happened and stuff, but like it was like crazy. People didn't expect that to happen, did they? People thought it was very pre-planned and premeditated. So whatever we was doing in our previous 1-2 weeks of being single, there was a lot of people's backs up about it, as if did they know before if they were talking to people and that, you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
I think a lot of people speculated that the breakup was fake so that you could like do this big reveal.
I wish it was fake.
That was some mad speculation. People pre-assumed it was whole stage. I was thinking, what, 3 months?
That'd be long.
Yeah.
That'd be so long. Oh, that's crazy. Let me just ask both of you, is there any exciting content coming that you can tell us about, basically? Any plans?
Maybe.
Things to come.
Possibly.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. Word on the street that there's good things coming.
Word on the street.
Thank you so much, both of you. Bye.